Here we have a new 2027 Hyundai Kona. Now this Kona comes in the SEL Sport trim level with front wheel drive. Soultronic orange is the paint, and then we have black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that's mated to the intelligent variable transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. Love the look of the Kona since they got their refresh here. I love the nice thin daytime running lamps there, how the headlights are on the side, just basically going around the front bumper there, and it just gives it a nice clean look in my opinion. Now down here, these are going to be 18-inch alloy wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front doors. Door panel here. We do have our power mirror controls, power door lock controls. Our side mirrors do have blind spot monitors in them. And then we have one touch up and down windows for the front, regular power windows on the back. Rear window lockout is there. Traction control, downhill brake control, electronic parking brake, hood release. Then we do get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. But here we have our manual 6-way driver's seat. Now I do want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Kona today. I'll leave a link below in the description, but if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now I do have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Unfortunately, there are a lot of boxes here, so I won't be able to fit behind this seat, but I am going to test out the seat over there. I wouldn't have too much space here anyway. You can kind of see the space between the seat bottom and then the seat back there. The room isn't terrible for the segment, but not great for me. And then you have your child locks, you can turn one way or the other there. And I always forget to do this on the Konas. So for those of you that like having the lockable gas cap lid, this is one of the few vehicles that still has that. You can't just come up and press it, but takes regular just fine. 31 combined, fuel economy, 28 city, 35 highway. And there's a look at the back end. And this Soultronic orange really does it for me, folks. I think this is one of the best $500 paint options you can get on a car. It just looks really good. But here's a look at the trunk space, and you can see what all you can do when the seat's folded down compared to when the seat's up. So you get quite a bit more storage capacity when you fold that second row down. But the top tethers on the back of the seats themselves, storage pocket here, storage pocket there, and then spare tires underneath. Now, as we come around to the rear passenger side, I'm going to show you how the seat kind of works. First of all, lower anchors sticking out right there. You grab this handle here, and then you can just pull, and then you can just pop it back into place there. But I'll show you the seat just so you can kind of see. This seat's a bit further up by how I have it leaned back, but I could probably scoot the seat up a little bit. It would just mess up my headroom there. But I mean, in terms of the seat being up far enough, specifically if you wanted to sit behind somebody who wasn't driving, you could have a decent amount of room here. So I mean, that's impressive. You get 2 USB-C charge ports down below. Your rear AC vents are right here. And then to the front passenger seat, same adjustability as the driver's side. You can pump the seat up or down there, control the seat back, and then the seat bottom forward or back there. And then your glove compartments here with the owner's manual. You have a pretty nice size top pocket there if you want to lay a phone or something like that. Now as we come back around to the front end, just a quick look in the engine bay. But there's the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And before we hop in the driver's seat, just a quick look at the blinkers. let's hop in. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. I like that, feels real. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio. Audio, we get AM, FM, as well as XM radio. And then we can kind of scroll through the stations here, which I like. You can go through categories if you want to do that. And then over here, you have this new thing for the radio where you can kind of swipe between your options here in terms of what you can see on the side there. But wireless CarPlay, Android Auto is on this as well this year. And then your setup. Vehicle settings are here. Driver assistance, if you want to go in here and fool with that, you can. Climate controls, lights, all of that. And then if you go down to your general settings, you can change your language as well as your units of measurement individually right there. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can change the view a little bit as well. But down here, volume, click there to mute. Then you have a tune knob here. You can go to your settings, a shortcut for that. Your custom button you can set up here. You have one on the radio, you have one on the steering wheel, and then you have a mode button as well. And then you even have the buttons for the steering wheel that you can change here. I like this. This is one of the few times I've seen this where you can actually go in here and easily configure whether you want the button on the steering wheel to change the radio stations, or if you want it to change the favorites of the radio station. So you can just kind of go through there between the receivable ones, or you can go between the ones that you have saved, which is pretty neat. But hazards, and then you have shortcuts for the map you can pull up on the phone, media, so on and so forth. Dual zone automatic climate control, so you can adjust temperature for either side here, the fan speed here, the fan direction. You have 3 stages of auto there. You can cut the whole system off. And then down here, you have your wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports, and then a 12-volt right there. Now for the shifter, you just grab on the handle here, reverse, neutral drive, come over here, and you can get your simulated shifts through the shifter itself. Now drive modes, you just have 2. You have normal and sport. You just flip this switch here to go back and forth. 3-stage heated seats for the driver, front passenger. Hit this button, that'll pull up the backup camera without you having to be in reverse. And then your automatic brake holders here. Bottle holders, center console cubby space. You can take this tray out if you want to. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Lights, your SOS Blue Link, your vanity mirror, and then back up front, left side stalk, blinkers. Then when the auto low beams are on, you can toggle the automatic high beams. When the low beams are on regular, you can just toggle regular high beams, which I like. And then over here we have our intermittent wipers. So 1 time off, intermittent low, high, and we can adjust that intermittent frequency here. Rear wiper, low, high, and then off there. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front fluid. Now left side of the steering wheel itself, we have our smart cruise. We can turn on or off, set your speed, pause, resume, lane keeping systems here, adaptive cruise gap, we can adjust that there, and then we can use the scroll bar to go through the digital part of the gauge cluster in the middle, and then this button up here goes through those sub menus. So depending on where you are, you can toggle what you're seeing. Now again, the mode button over here is to go through the audio sources. You do have a custom button you can set up for the steering wheel, Bluetooth, voice recognition. Again, this switch will toggle the radio stations or a track list depending on what you're doing. And then volume, up, down, click to mute. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2027 Hyundai Kona SEL Sport out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Hyundai Kona, it's you know, it's pretty good in how it gets up. The IVT doesn't give you those kind of lapses in power due to having shift points and things of that nature. It just kind of gets up and goes. when you hit it. Now, the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, it's meant to be fuel efficient. It's not meant to be fast. It's not meant to be quick. So you have to keep that in mind. You can't necessarily drag race people with this, but it will do what it's supposed to do, and it's pretty adequate power, I think, for your daily driving needs, specifically if you're trying to stay within a certain price point, at this one being under $30,000. Now I'm going to try to give it a quick pull here getting on the interstate. I'm going to take it out of normal mode, put it into sport mode. It's going to give it a little something. Here we go. So again, the power for what it is pretty good. I mean, this is all but a subcompact SUV, so it's not a Miata or a Boxster or something like that. It's relatively heavy, so for the 2-liter to push it like it's been doing, it's pretty remarkable, I think. Now, I do want to give one more thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But it's pretty nice ride here coming down the interstate. Sound acoustics are pretty good. It's not as well insulated as, let's say, a Palisade, but there's a reason that the Palisade is double the price. For this size vehicle, for what it is, for the cost, I'm not complaining at all about the overall sound in the cabin, from the tires to the, again, the wind noise and all of that. Now, in terms of what you get for the money, that being said, I think $29,755 is pretty good for this, just because of the included features that you get. You get Smart Cruise here, which is great. You're getting heated seats, dual zone automatic climate controls, and this new infotainment system is really nice as well, just having the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto included. And I think the overall driving dynamics, if you're comparing this to some of the small SUVs like the Chevy Trax, I think it's a good competitor overall. Love the look, specifically in this this orange here. I think you get at least the same amount of features, if not more, than you get on the competition when you throw in the blind spot monitors, again, the Smart Cruise, the lane keeping assist, and having like a leather wrapped steering wheel, again, the heated seats. It's a lot of car for the money, I think. But it's again, I think in the orange, it really is a looker. That's what kind of makes this stand out when it comes to the competition. I think Chevy has an orange that pops pretty well. Honda, I'm not really sure. Toyota's, it's, they have decent colors, but I just think this orange is probably the best looking I've seen on a compact SUV. And it really does just make, it turns heads. It really does in this orange. So, all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2027 Hyundai Kona in the SEL Sport trim level.